Gorilla, the gentle giant of the forest, deep within the misty mountains and dense jungles of Central Africa, where the trees stretch high into the clouds and sunlight dapples the forest floor, lives a creature whose very presence silences the world. Towering strong and uninspiring, the gorilla moves through the foliage not with aggression, but with quiet authority. A giant among primates, yes, but more than that, a gentle giant, wise and watchful, ancient and enduring. The gorilla is the largest of all primates, a distant cousin of ours, and one of the most intelligent and emotionally rich animals on the planet. But if you strip away the old myths of savagery, of chest-thumping monsters, and wild-eyed beasts, you'll find a creature full of tenderness, family loyalty, and quiet dignity. The gorilla is not a symbol of rage, but a symbol of balance, a creature who walks the line between strength and peace. There are main species of gorilla, the western gorilla and the eastern gorilla, and within them, subspecies like the mountain gorilla and lowland gorilla. Each has adapted to its particular forest environment, whether the thick bamboo groves of Rwanda or the lowland swamps of Congo. Despite their massive frame as males growing over 400 pounds, they are mostly vegetarian, feeding on leaves, stems, fruits, and occasionally insects. Their movements are slow and purposeful, their expressions thoughtful and kind. The image of a gorilla beating its chest in fury is a misunderstanding. Yes, molluscled silverbacks for the stripe of gray hair that grows as they mature will sometimes drum on their chests. But this is rarely a challenge. More often, it's a form of communication, a warning, a show of presence, or even a playful gesture. The silverback is the leader of the troop, a role not earned by force alone, but by wisdom, protection, and care. Within each gorilla family is a complex and loving social structure. Mothers cradle their babies with surprising gentleness, teaching them how to feed, climb, and play. Older siblings groom each other and wrestle in soft mock battles. The silverback leads them to food, protects them from harm, and settles disputes when tensions rise. Their bonds are strong. They mourn the dead. They remember old friends. They express joy, sadness, comfort, and curiosity. To watch a group of gorillas interact is to witness a quieter version of ourselves. One famous example is Titus, a mountain gorilla studied in Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park. Over the years, researchers followed his life from infancy to adulthood. He became a silverback, leading his family for over 20 years. He didn't rule with cruelty or fear, but with patience and wisdom. Under his leadership, his troop grew strong. He allowed young males to remain with the group longer than most, creating an unusually peaceful, cooperative society. When Titus died, other gorillas groomed and lay beside him. His story became a symbol of what leadership and compassion can look like even in the wild. Perhaps what draws us so powerfully to gorillas is how much we see of ourselves in them. They share about 98% of our DNA. Their eyes deep, dark, expressive, and feel strangely familiar. They laugh when tickled. They use tools. They pass on knowledge. In captivity, some have even learned elements of sign language, expressing needs and emotions in ways we never expected. One such gorilla, Coco, touched the world with her ability to communicate. Raised and studied by scientists, Coco learned hundreds of signs and used them to describe her feelings, ask questions, and even tell jokes. She mourned her kitten when it died, cradled stuffed animals like babies, and asked for companionship. She showed the world that gorillas are not only intelligent, but deeply emotional, capable of love, loss, and even humor. Her life forever changed how we view great apes. And yet, despite all we now understand, gorillas remain critically endangered. Poaching, habitat destruction, disease, and human conflict have decimated their numbers. Mountain gorillas once numbered fewer than 300. Thanks to conservation efforts and global awareness, their numbers are rising, but they are still vulnerable. The gorilla's fight is not one of fists and fury, but of quiet survival in a world that too often forgets its gentle ones. Efforts across Africa, supported by global partners, are helping protect gorilla habitats, train local rangers, and build sustainable ecotourism that benefits both people and wildlife. In places like Uganda, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, communities are learning that protecting gorillas also means protecting forests, watersheds, and the future of their own children. But the gorilla gives back more than we realize. In its silence, it teaches us presence. In its family life, it teaches us connection. In its strength, it teaches us restraint. Where we often rush, the gorilla pauses. Where we speak, the gorilla listens. Where we compete, the gorilla cooperates. The gorilla, in all its majesty, offers a different way of being, rooted in stillness, balance, and deep awareness. To see a gorilla in the wild is to feel something ancient stir within you. There is awe, yes, but also kinship. As the silverback emerges from the mist, getting his family through the underbrush, something unspoken passes between you. A gaze, a breath, or a recognition. He does not growl. He does not flee. He simply watches, and you're reminded that this world was never meant for humans alone. So here's to the gorilla, the silent guardian of the jungle, the strong one who chooses peace, the elder who leads with wisdom, not force. In their eyes, we see echoes of ourselves, not who we are in the noise of the world, but who we could be in its stillness. May we protect them, listen to them, and learn from them before the forests fall silent.